Please note, this episode was recorded in advance on Saturday, December 5th, 2020, prior to the developments in the Warner Media HBO Max story. Enjoy the episode.
Now we have our guest host, Matt, and he's going to discuss his guest topic. And Matt, you want to tell us what your topic is?
Yeah, so I picked, movies all the time. Hollywood is a fickle business. So, you got a movie coming out 1 minute, and then the next thing you know, it disappears. So I thought we should pick a movie that didn't get made, but we wish it had gotten. But real quick, are we allowed to mention our other two? I'm sorry, you can edit this out, but are we allowed to mention our other two movies? Okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to and everything. Do you want me to go first?
Sure. We're at an hour right now, so I'm gonna do some quick math.
If you give me 6
seconds,
I can wrap mine up.
There's 7 of us, so just about 2 minutes each.
There's probably like 5 minutes that were taken out too, right?
Yeah, well, right now it's at like 1 hour and like 3 minutes. So yeah, just 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes, I'll put up like an emoji or something, just kind of wrap it up so we can.
Really quick, Ben, are you picking Man of Steel 2? Was that your DC pick?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to last Christmas you again.
Well, I hope I didn't pick a movie that somebody picked.
You're
but
fine.
If I did, you guys got 2 more you can pick from, because I got 2 more.
Good.
Well, unless I'm not going first. So, my movie that I wish got gotten made is Justice League Mortal. This movie was supposed to come out in 2009. It was supposed to be directed by George Miller. He did Mad Max Fury Road, for those who don't know it. Also a good movie. I could suggest go checking it out. And it was canceled. It was supposed to be filming, and it got canceled 4 days before it was supposed to start filming. It was supposed to be one of the most expensive movies ever, with a budget of $300 million plus. The script is online if you want to go and watch it or read it. It's actually not that bad. I read it a couple of times. I actually enjoy it. And it would have been a million times better than the Justice League, because it was really good. The main villain was Maxwell Lord, and he was I guess he was the first villain in a Justice League comic book. I don't really know that. I just saw that on somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna write that down. Other villains in it were Natalia Al Ghul and the Olmec droids. And then there's also a lot of concept art if you want to go online and check it out. It's not that bad. They have a picture of all of the Justice League members in their costumes, and it looks pretty cool. I really wish this movie would have gotten made. And then it all came down to bad timing. The writer's strike of 2007, 2008 was one thing that really hurt it. They moved the production from Australia they moved it to Australia, then they moved it to, they wanted to move it to Canada. The studio wanted to, but George Miller did not. And then after that, things just broke down. George Miller left the project, and then it never got made. It got canceled, which is a super huge bummer, because I really wanted to see this movie. I'm just going to go to the person next to me, and that is Moira Rose.
Hello, it's me. I can't do it. My pick is Spice World 2. No, that was never an option.
It should be.
So, I don't know whether mine technically counts, because based on what you've said, we're going for ones that have been cancelled. And mine technically hasn't been cancelled yet. It just keeps on getting pushed back a lot. And that is Wicked. I just want them to make Wicked. Why is it taking them so goddamn long?
Why do they pick Cats over Wicked?
Exactly.
Meow.
Like, who and why is that done?
You have Zendaya right now in the perfect age range to play this role.
Zendaya and Dove Cameron, if we're really going to go with old Disney girlies.
Yeah, Dove Cameron needs to be in there as Galinda.
Yes.
Who would you cast as Alphabet then, Liam? Moira?
Don't know. Probably Ariana.
Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
You're going full pop.
I'm going full pop. Because, to be fair, Ariana Grande is obsessed. with Wicked. She loves it. We know she can belt out them songs. And like the Wicked special that you got in America last year or the year before, she was on there. She did The Wizard and I. 'Twas beautiful. 'Twas music to the ears. Technically, it is music, so yes, it was. So yes, I would go that, and I would have Ariana, and I would have Dove Cameron. Because I think she probably deserves a bit of a break. She seems to be getting very Disney Channel-y things.
Dove?
Yeah.
No, Dove just left Disney a little bit ago. She's doing little solo films and stuff, and she's doing music and stuff. And
is she?
Yeah.
Well, that hasn't translated to the UK yet.
Yes. I mean,
look
it hasn't
forward to
really
it.
happened yet either, because it's just films that just finished being in production.
She has a deal with Sky. She's doing an original series with Sky.
Yeah, plus the UK is behind on everything, right?
Oh yeah, like all of it. We got everything late.
They're just getting Schitt's Creek.
No, we're not. We got that before you.
Oh, I was just about to say, really? Because it's like, you talk about it all the time.
Yousef, what the hell? I feel like if people are just listening to this, they have lost such an experience of seeing our backdrops.
And that's why you got to subscribe to youtube.com/themovielover. Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Getting in the plug.
Plug.
There's Yousef plugging the butthole edition of Cats.
Okay.
I agree with you, Liam. I don't know why. I don't know why in a post Beauty and the Beast world, why we don't have Wicked. It doesn't make sense.
Bill Condon.
I agree too.
Bill Condon should direct.
Not Rob Marshall.
Yeah, shut up.
Filth.
Are you serious?
Look,
Well, who else are we gonna do? Stephen Sondheim. Oh wow, can you imagine Stephen Sondheim?
Stephen Sondheim
Can you
directing?
imagine?
He doesn't direct.
I was going to say.
But can you imagine if the possibility just came up? Hey, sir, please suddenly direct.
The end, mother of God.
Oh no.
Well, if we're going down this route, let's get Ava DuVernay in. She can just stand there on set and pretend that she's doing something.
All right, moving on. Yousef, let's get off topic and Jesus Christ, get.
Yeah, sorry, I should have. Antony, why don't you go next with your movie?
All right, I'm gonna listen. There were two that I was flirting with, but there are two that are still, like Liam, could be in production. Man of Steel 2 and Enchanted 2, or Disenchanted has been the rumored title. These could be made. I didn't want to pick those because those are movies that we still might get, but I really want them to come out because I like the original so much. So I'm going to go with a movie that we're definitely not getting, that we should have gotten, and after seeing what we did get, oh God, should we have gotten what we wanted? Guillermo del Toro's version of The Hobbit. He was originally attached. It was going to be 2 movies, and then there was I implore you to watch Lindsay Ellis's 3-part docu series on the making of the Hobbit movies, because they're really well done. And they go into what happened to it, why he left the project, and why Peter Jackson came back on. But listen, I grew up. I was 10 when the first Hobbit came out, so yeah, I definitely grew up with them. I have a familial connection with them, with my family. But looking back on them, I'm just like, it does not work. You would never guess that this is a children's book. The fact that the extended edition was rated R, and this is The Hobbit. This is a book that the extended edition for The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, is rated R for some violence. It's the same Batman v Superman where they rated R for the extended cut. I don't understand how a children's book got an R rating for its extended edition. It makes no sense. Natalia, would you like to say something?
I actually read The Hobbit in middle school.
Exactly.
So, and it was right as the film came out, so we watched it, and then we were thoroughly disappointed because it did not add up to the book.
Yeah, listen, the first film is fine. I think it could have been cut down a little bit, but the first film is fine. The second and third movie, it just gets so bogged down in trying to be the Star Wars prequels and connected to the later films, but it's like Sauron has nothing to do with Bilbo. And it's like you wasted such a beautiful performance of Martin Freeman by making him a tertiary character in these movies. The Battle of Five Armies was 5 pages of the book, and it's a 2-hour battle where Gandalf and Bilbo are doing play-by-play because they have nothing to do in the movie. It's just, I really wish we gotten Guillermo del Toro's creature type weird look into Middle-earth. It would have felt different, which it should, and he would have made it 2 movies, which is necessary. I mean, it's just, I don't understand why that didn't happen, especially because when you get to like the fact that like Smaug dies before the title card in the 3rd movie speaks to how these should not have been a trilogy. It makes no sense. It also looks like Daenerys, like with her dragon. Like it doesn't. These movies are such a mix of tones that it just. Ugh. I wish we'd gotten Guillermo del Toro's.
All right, awesome. Natalia, why don't you go next with your movie?
I don't do notes, and I didn't. That's not true. I don't do notes for this. I do notes for academia. Sorry. But I was looking on the. I'm sorry, Yousef. I love you. I was looking.
She has a mullet. She doesn't have to do notes for us.
Look at my mullet. I was looking through Wikipedia on just like canceled films, and this came up, and so I present to you Treasure Planet 2. Do you guys remember Treasure Planet?
Can I just say that was totally my 3rd movie? I totally wrote that down. It's right here. I have all my notes right here on this Post-it. That was my 3rd movie. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Okay. Treasure Planet is a beautiful ass film, and I love it to death. All the aesthetics, all the pretty colors, all of the stars. It has an amazing found family, and it's just a great, great film. And it was apparently, you know how Disney used to do little TV shows after their big movies? So they did that with Little Mermaid, they did that with Hercules. They were going to do that with this, but let me just tell you what Wikipedia says.
This one made no money.
No, that's honestly it. They were going to do a TV show, then they were like, no, we're not doing it. They were going to make a sequel. Willem Dafoe was going to be the villain. Willem Dafoe was going to be the villain. Willem Dafoe. Yes.
Was going to be the villain? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Ironbeard.
Yes, Ironbeard. And then they just canceled it because it didn't make a lot of money. And I'm sad because it's such a good...
The director was in New York, and they were going to film that day with William Dafoe. He was going to record his lines, and they canceled it.
You know more than I do. I just saw this on Wikipedia, and I picked it because it's pretty.
Yeah, I had a huge list. I had
take notes. This is why you take notes.
Thank you, Antony.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Treasure Planet 2, good. But now that I am thinking about it, I'm also thinking of Atlantis 2, and that was not a good sequel. But whatever.
That was
all right. I'm done anyway.
Is it Atlantis 2?
Yes, it went direct to whatever.
Direct to DVD. But like, was Treasure Planet 2 supposed to come out in theaters? Was that the goal?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're done.
It's sad.
That is an excellent choice, Natalia. So for next, I'm just going to do the next one is Yousef. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what your movie is?
Okay. Like Natalia, I don't take notes. I don't take notes for anything. I don't take notes in class. That's probably why I'm not doing well. My movie is gigantic. I don't know if you remember, this was a Disney movie. It was announced at D23. It was about a little girl giant, and she helps this boy. I think it was
Jack the Beanstalk, right? It's like
yeah,
Jack the Beanstalk.
It was gonna be co-written and directed by Meg LaFave, who did Inside Out. But they just canceled the movie. They said they couldn't come up with a good concept for it, which was really disappointing because they released the thing, what's it called? Concept art. They released concept art for it, and it looked really good. And I think it was supposed to be like Brazilian, right? Or that concept art. It looked great.
Spanish, wasn't it?
Spanish, something. It was supposed to be something not white, and it was a little girl who was the giant, so it was going to be different, and it was from the people who made Inside Out. So I was excited, but didn't get it.
Providing us the beautiful artwork yet again.
And then
what else am I here for?
my other choice was going to be the cat's butthole cut, but yeah.
Wise choice. I think we all agree that is the one travesty of the world that we didn't get to see cats with buttholes.
For sure. All right, so the next one on this little list is Ben. Ben, why don't you go ahead next?
I'm really happy nobody chose mine because when you hear about it, you're going to want to see this movie. And that is after Batman Returns, there was an idea to get Michelle Pfeiffer to do a Catwoman movie. And Tim Burton was going to direct it. And if you've seen Batman Returns, you know that it's very open-ended for Michelle Pfeiffer to return. And that's why we all hope she comes back for The Flash. So my pick is the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman movie. Because, you know, we've all seen the Halle Berry Catwoman movie and how that didn't work out. But I just would love to go back to that really stylized, like Selena Kyle's apartment in Batman Returns is really cool. And like an entire film like that with her as Catwoman would be really awesome. So my pick is Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I think that would have been awesome.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I'm feeling so much yummier.
That's a good choice. All right, Yousef, you were the last one. Sorry you're the last one, but I'm going off this little bar at the top. So what was your choice?
So mine was like Antony's. It was a film that came out but just had to change its director, and that is Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. No, I love what Peyton Reed did. I do. I love what Paul Rudd. I love Evangeline Lilly. I love Louise.
Michael
Pena. I forgot his name. and Michelle Pfeiffer was in there. Hey, Michelle Pfeiffer's back. But really, I think what they were missing was the Edgar Wright style. I mean, I think they showcased it in the Louise telling a story bit. To me, that's Edgar Wright. It's just not well. As much as I love Peyton Reed, he's not Edgar Wright. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't have that taste. He's a little bit safe, a little bit vanilla. And despite that, I still love both films, Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I would really like to see Ant-Man had a better script and just have a little bit of a style instead of what some might think it's cookie cutter. I don't agree with that, but hey,
I don't think anyone's out there saying that Ant-Man's better.
Then what? Ant-Man's better than what?
Than anything.
I love Ant-Man.
It's better than the Incredible Hulk. I'll give you that. It's better than the Thor movies, except for Ragnarok.
The first Ant-Man.
Batman versus Superman.
Shut your filthy mouth. No.
They're equal.
Ant-Man is better than most MCU films because it was the first one I ever saw.
Aw.
So I think it's really good.
Yeah, it was his first ever cinema trip when he still had nappies.
You're really funny, Liam, but you're just a big baby.
Matt, what was your fun fact?
Oh, fun fact, in the 90s, Stan Lee approached Howard Stern to be in a superhero movie, and he picked Ant-Man. And it never went anywhere, but he was going to be Ant-Man.
Oh, thank God.
And I think the 2015 film actually used a little bit of the script. Like, I think 25% of it, maybe.
I believe he has a story credit and an executive producing credit.
Yeah.
So there's parts of him in there, but I agree.
Yeah. I think he's like not credited in Ant-Man and the Wasp at all. I think he has nothing to do with it.
That's all Peyton Reed, which is why I think you can agree which one you like more or the other, Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I do think Ant-Man and the Wasp does move a little bit quicker because I think it's one vision.
Yes. I actually do like Ant-Man and the Wasp better than the first one. Fun fact, my second one was going to be Christopher Nolan's Howard Hughes biopic. Did anyone know he was going to make a biopic about Howard Hughes? No?
I did not.
Was Howard Hughes.
Is it okay if we take like 5 minutes to? What was everybody else's choices? I'm just curious.
So mine
I
was
can go.
Ant-Man.
I love mine, just because it's really quick, and I know Natalia and Yousef will love this. It's David Fincher's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
David Fincher.
Yeah, the sequels instead of the Now I love that universe, so I love whatever movie they make. I love The Girl with the Spider's Web.
You
But
did?
My
I
mom
did,
loves
yeah.
the books.
I read all the books. I love them, and I really
I
would
read all
have
the
liked
books
to
too.
have
They're
seen.
great.
They're fantastic. But I would have loved to have seen the girl who played with fire and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest by David Fincher. That would have been fantastic.
I love David Fincher.
Who
I've written
doesn't?
you
3
watch
papers
Mank?
about him.
Oh, Mank was
No,
so
I
Natalia,
good.
didn't
did
watch Mank.
I saw Mank
Natalia,
in
did
the
you
theater.
watch-
Wow.
What,
didn't watch
what
Mank.
is Antony even trying to say?
Did you watch Mank yet?
Not yet! I was busy trying to watch The Mummy.
It's not busy.
Do you guys remember the trailer for The Mummy that they released, the Tom Cruise one, where they didn't have the audio?
Oh, not that
on it?
mummy. Not that
I
mummy.
love that. It's so good.
But didn't they leave in Tom Cruise's screaming? That was the only
Yeah.
thing. It was just like, it was nothing. It was like,
Yeah, because on Premiere you have like different audio like tracks, so they muted all of them except for one, and I guess the editor didn't know that if you mute it, it doesn't export because it's muted. So yeah.
I
That's
will say,
hilarious.
they delivered on
Science
Johnny.
of sound.
They delivered on Johnny Depp being an invisible man. I will say that because he did turn into one. Politics
Love to see
aside,
that.
Boom.
just have to say that joke.
Liam, what were
listen,
your other movies?
I only had one other one, and it was
What was
the Gambit movie.
Oh my God.
Little Shannon Tatum.
Mhm.
I
What
would
happened
just
to
like.
him?
Did you have any other movies?
X-23.
Yousef? Oh, sorry.
I just had
Ooh.
Newt, the Pixar movie with the little thingy.
Ah,
Too bad Fox had to use that
Epic.
plotline with Rio.
And then Antony, did you have any other movies on there?
I said Man of Steel 2 and Enchanted 2. I was this kind of didn't count, which is why I didn't pick it. Even though I like The Rise of Skywalker, I would have loved to see Ryan Johnson's Episode 9, but that technically doesn't count because he was never going to make it.
Oh, right. I
Yes,
had
yes,
Duel
yes,
of the
and
Fates
his
on.
trilogy.
No, not
I,
Ryan Johnson's episode 9. It's the Colin Trevorrow's
Trevorrow.
episode 9.
Colin, no,
Yeah.
I
Have you seen
listen,
the Book
Duel
of
Fates-
Henry?
Seen Jurassic
Yeah.
World?
That's
I
why
did.
But
he's
you know
not
what I've
allowed to
also
direct
seen?
any movies
You know what
ever.
I've,
Yeah,
you know
but
what I've
it-
also
seen
seen?
Jurassic World?
I've also
They talk-
seen the
Go
I've
ahead,
also
Ben.
seen The Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, Matt, but I've also seen The Rise of Skywalker, which is one of the biggest cinematic embarrassments ever. You know, for a studio to put that film in cinemas? What the
Yeah, it was crap.
hell? Come
Yeah,
on. no.
and
Enjoy
if
it.
you go online and you look at videos that talk about because Meyer, gosh, what is his name? Burnett. He did an
Robert
episode,
Meyer
two
Burnett.
episode- Meyer, thank you. He did 2 episodes of his podcast where he talks about the movie, and it sounds amazing, but it sounds like it was just very Carrie Fisher centric. So they couldn't do it because it had a whole bunch of scenes with her in it.
Well,
And there's some concept art
Yeah.
with her and BB-8, but doing the, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. And it just looks amazing. I'm like, oh, I would love to see that. That was actually on my list. I made like a huge list.
Yeah,
Of
because
movies.
On your sticky note?
wasn't the original plan.
No,
like,
I
planned out
did
that each
a
movie.
long one right here,
Yeah.
and then I had to mark them all off. I had to start getting rid of them because I could only pick 3.
Because wasn't the original plan with the
yeah,
the
Liam.
new
Yes.
ones to do like, so the first one was Harrison, the second one was Luke, the third one was Leia, and then
Which is why I don't get too upset about The Rise of Skywalker, because everybody's like they didn't have an outline. They did. And then
Did
Yeah.
they?
Carrie Fisher passed away.
Mhm.
They did. I also
They
want
did.
to I do want to know if they made these movies in a vacuum, let's say they made them like the Lord of the Rings, where they made all of them back to back and they couldn't change it. Last Jedi happens and they can't change episode 9. What happens? Because I do think between losing Carrie and the fact that they were listening too much to the fans, episode 9 then is at a fault for that. But the fan community is as much to blame for The Rise of Skywalker as JJ. Because how do you make that movie
Nope.
after you got criticized after The Force Awakens for being too similar and then after The Last Jedi being too different? How do you make episode 9?
exactly.
Well, they made a movie that was too desperate.
I love The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
I love The Force Awakens too. I don't get the hate.
The Rise of Skywalker's fine. I pity them. I feel so bad that they were put in that decision.
I think they just
But-
tried
yeah.
too much to please they tried too much to please too many with not enough time to figure out how to get that all in organically.
Right on. Can I just name off a couple of mine because I didn't get to name them?
Yeah, of
and
course.
I just wanted to. Well, my number 2 it's called Maximum King. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but okay. You ever seen the movie Maximum Overdrive? It's the only movie directed by Stephen King. It's about all the machines in the world come alive and they just start killing people.
Oh,
And
capitalist.
My kids are very upset right now. So
Ben got my joke. Ben got my joke. Ben got my joke.
what did you say? What did you say?
How capitalist.
Oh, well, so they all come alive and they start killing. So Stephen King directed the movie, but the rumor is that he was all coked out and everything on the set, and he was kind of a jerk and everything. So
Sounds
I
like
don't know.
Stephen King.
I didn't write down who wrote it, the script for it. You can go online and read it if you want. So it's about Stephen King directing that movie and how he was like all on drugs and everything, and he starts hallucinating and talking to characters from his book. And then like it's got like it
shows up.
It's so funny and so good, but and it'll never get made because there's no way Stephen King is gonna let that get made. And then like Emilio Estevez is in it and everything. And I was like, these people are still alive. There's no way they would be okay with this movie.
The moment they die.
They die.
For sure. And then I had Paradise Lost on there. It's a movie. It was going to be another $300 million movie, and it was going to star Bradley Cooper. It's about this poem about like Lucifer rising up against God and like the war in heaven. And there's concept art on that for that too. And then, okay, so this one, my wife told me not to bring this one up because she says it makes me sound like a creeper, but I'm going to do it anyways because I don't think you're going to put this in. So there is this movie. The only thing I've ever heard about it was a pitch on the Howard Stern show. Howard Stern talked about it, and it's from John Waters, and he did the movie Pink Flamingos. And he was like, after that movie,
And the original Hairspray.
yeah. And so
say.
after he did Pink Flamingos, the studio was just like, hey, what kind of movie do you want? What other kind of movie do you want to make? And he would just pitch them these really ridiculous movies. And one of them was this movie about this young girl, like a college age girl, not young, but this college age girl. She was the daughter of like an A-list actress, but she was only attracted to homeless men. So she would constantly bring homeless men back to her like A-list mother's mansion and have sex. Like she'd be fucking them, and her mom would keep walking in on her having sex with homeless men. And I'm like, I watched 2 hours of that. That sounds hilarious. I'm like, that movie should get made. I'd watch that.
I would watch that.
I'd watch
I
the
would watch
crap out of
anything
that.
which from
Yeah.
John Waters though.
Like, can you just
So-
imagine like Meryl Streep walking into her house and her daughter's just like getting like taken to Pound Town by like some like gross dude in like a weird coat? Like it would just like I'm like I would watch 2 hours of that just like just Meryl Streep again.
Matt,
Samara
listen-
Weaving as the daughter.
That'd be so good.
Matt, you need to listen to your wife more. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I do. That was gonna be my third one. She's like, don't mention it. You sound like a creeper. I'm all like, well, I didn't make up the movie. I just heard it and I was like, that sounds funny. I'd watch that. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all.
I would have bet my entire life that Yousef would have picked Spider-Man 4 from Sam Raimi.
That was one of mine too.
But that's not
there
DCU,
you go.
Anthony.
I guess not.
Gotta
I
be
would have bet
MCU.
my entire
Yeah.
life on
If
that.
Spider-Man 4 was made, we would not get Tom Holland. So screw it.
That's true.
Screw
You're
Spider-Man 4.
right.
Right on.
Okay, let's wrap this baby up.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/themovielover to catch video versions of the segments every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at @TheCouncilPod and Instagram at @_CouncilPod. Stay updated. All right, everyone say bye.
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 Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Brava.
Well, you guys, this was super fun. I enjoyed talking to you guys.
Oh hey, thanks for watching. And remember, full episodes are available wherever you get your podcasts.
With new episodes Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, links in the description box.
And be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay caught up to date with The Council.
Boys, I'm excited.